I'm Kris Zierhut. I'm the Chief Design Officer for Unleashed Games. I'll be in charge of all the design efforts.
Where did you come from? Like, have you been involved in gaming for like a really long time?
No, actually, I've kind of an interesting kind of zigzaggy career. So when I was a kid, the thing I wanted to do to grow up to be was to make toys. And at some point I looked and said, well, how many people in the world get to do this? And I really found, oh, it's just a few dozen names. Okay, that's not a realistic thing to do. As I came out of high school, I decided the thing I wanted to do back then was I wanted to teach. But the weird part is, of course, I was a math teacher, but my undergrad background was in history. So my real heart and soul is in that social science. And it turns out game design is combining all the social science stuff with psychology and history and sociology with the math and the computer programming and bringing all that stuff together. So what's so great about game design is, so I decided to go back to school at nights to take classes to get a master's degree in computer science and eventually change fields and go back to my original passion with really what I wanted to do is I wanted to build video games. And every once in a while, I would go looking at job sites just to see what kind of jobs are people looking for, what kind of skills do I need, and I looked at Blizzard's site and they had this job listing for technical game designer. And I read through it and I'm like, I can do that, I can do that. Holy crap. This is exactly my weird mixed skill set of math and soft social skills all mushed together in a job that they needed filled. Because they needed somebody who could both talk to designers who are often not very technical, not very mathematical. They're all like come up with crazy ideas and stories and quest lines and all that. And they also talk to engineers and read code and work with Excel. And they wanted both of those in the same person. Oh, I was the perfect person for it.
What are you doing now with Haven?
So a big part of it is if you want to build up friendships, there's a process of friendship formation. But the process of friendship formation starts first with having social proximity. You've got to have people keep running into each other over and over again. We call this repeat serendipitous interactions. That's a really dense phrase. Basically, I'm going to see the same people over and over again. Every time I do, it feels awesome. And that's how people actually build friendships in the real world. So it goes from that social proximity to people start doing parallel play, and then they start doing cooperative play, and they start helping each other, little reciprocity is what we call it. And eventually that friendship blossoms enough that they start sharing things about themselves. And that sounds a little bit crazy, but I've watched this exact pattern happen over and over and over again. So that's a big part of the game, is building those relationships and fostering them.
Are you creating a social space with Haven?
Ironically, the main focus of the game is not social. The main focus is you're gonna go fight, explore, and build in this fantasy world and have adventures together. But if we want you to really enjoy that experience and have that experience be transformative in your life, building friendships is going to be in the background all the time to make it work. Without that, none of those adventures actually play out. The group falls apart, your friends stop playing, people churn out of the game, it doesn't hold together. By building those friendships, people stay in the game, they log in every day, they care about what happens to you, and you're able to have those fantastic adventures together. So part of what we're looking to achieve, and I think Arena probably talked about this some herself, is we have a world that has a crisis of loneliness. People feel more isolated and alone than they've ever felt before in the history of the world. But where do people spend their time? They spend their time in games, in virtual realities. If you're spending that much time in the gaming space, then at least that fraction of your friendships should be being built in that same space so that you don't have that crisis of loneliness. So you are connected to the rest of the world. So a big part of our mission is bringing that need for friendship and community into the gaming space.
So where can we go to find out more?
You can find more information about us at our website, unleashedgames.io.